glad to welcome you all for the day 3 of Student Induction Program 2020. On this day, I feel very much delighted to welcome our chief guest of the day, Mr. Brighton Angle, Management Missionary Youth and Family Council, Petra de Lord's Mission, and our special guest, Mr. Akbar Afshan Khalid, Senior Executive, and Mr. Saad Nazim, Regional Representative of Asia Pacific University, Malaysia, in this virtual forum.
எளிய உயர்வில் நல்லது எண்ணங்கள் திண்ணிய நெஞ்சம் வேண்டும் தெரிந்த நல்லதை வேண்டும் என்ற பாடலோடு இன்றைய மூன்றாம் ஆண்டுகள் இந்திய தொடங்குகிறது. அனைவருக்கும் அன்பான இன்றைய மூன்றாம் வரவேற்பை பிகாம் தலைவர் பேராசிரியர் ஜி அகில அன்போடு
A pleasant morning to all of you gathered here. I, Dr. G. Akhila, on behalf of Sri Ramakrishna College of Arts and Science, takes an immense pleasure in welcoming you all for our third day student induction program. At this juncture, I would like to welcome our eminent speaker of the day, Mr. Brighton Anbu, who is here to enlighten us through his speech. He is a management missionary working among youngsters in the field of counseling, leadership, and empowerment from Petra, the Rock Missions. I welcome you, sir. I would also like to extend my welcome to our principal and secretary, Dr. B.L. Shivakumar, sir, who is a great pillar of support in all our endeavors. I welcome you, sir. I take a privilege in welcoming our deans, directors, heads of departments for the student induction program. I deem it a great honor to welcome our faculty fraternity for the induction program, with whose effort and support all the arrangements and the conduct of such program was made possible. I also welcome the students with utmost pleasure who have joined us to be a part of our SRCAS family for this program. I ensure that this orientation program will definitely benchmark the standards and procedures of our institution. Once again, I welcome you all for the third day student induction program.
Thank you, ma'am, for your warm words to them. Now, I feel honored to introduce our chief guest, Mr. Brighton Angle, to be followed. Mr. Brighton Angle is a management missionary working among youngsters, teachers, and corporate leaders in the field of counseling, leadership, and empowerment through his service-oriented organization, Petra Missions in Coimbatore. He is an accredited management teacher by All India Management Association ULME, the field of human resource and organizational behavior, with 13 years of full-time teaching and research experience at Columbia University. He worked as HR and admin executive for Digital Technologies India Private Limited, Chennai for a couple of years before being employed at Columbia University. He is a seasoned leadership facilitator through Hawaii Institute, Hawaii, USA, and a fellow member of the United Board for Christian Higher Education in Asia, New York, USA. He has presented research papers activating his international conferences in USA, Philippines, and India on philanthropy and healthcare management, along with publications in recognized journals. He served as the faculty coordinator for the International Association for the Exchange of Students for Technical Experience at Columbia University. We are honored to have a multifaceted personality with us today. May I invite our chief guest to address the gathering. So, over to you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Pleasure. I believe I'm audible on the other side. Is it audible and clear, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much for the confirmation. It's a very interesting experience to address unknown, unseen, but yet present people on the other side. I request all of you to make sure our mics are all muted so that there is no distraction on the for everybody who's listening. It's such a joy. It's such a pleasure to be part of SR CAS, Sri Ramachandra College of Ramakrishna College of Arts and Science. I deem it a privilege to be part of this student orientation program. Before we get it going, anything else, ma'am? Can we go ahead, madam?
Yes, sir, sure.
Yes, okay. Because I hear an echo, so I was thinking you were trying to convey something. There's some noise coming back to me from one of the computers. Right, thank you. So, students, parents, and teachers, it's again a blessed opportunity for me to speak to you. I will share my story in a few minutes of what is the background and why I'm here and all that. And even in this new normal, even in this very difficult situations, we have this wonderful privilege of connecting. I sit at my home and you are sitting at your home and your office, cabins, but still we are learning. So learning is continuous. Learning cannot be stopped at all. It has to go on till the end of our lives. So it's such a privilege, and I would really would appreciate each one of you for joining this meeting, either on the Gmeet or if you're viewing it on YouTube live. We appreciate all that which has been given to you. Let me start sharing my slides for the morning. I want all of you to keep your ears and eyes open and your mind and heart also open, because what I'm going to share today is not technical. All right, I'm not a technical person, and of course, basically a management guy. But I'm not going to talk technically to you. But I'm going to speak into something that will help you in your own lives. Um, Madam, may I request, there's one mic which is open. I'm unable to mute it. There's an echo coming back to me. Sorry.
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah. Because whatever I speak, I'm able to hear it back. So it's kind of distracting. There's one mic which is open, I think. So, yeah. Right. I think it's, or the volume in the computer is a little high. Sri Ramakrishna College of Arts and Science, that window. Thank you, ma'am. Wonderful. I got it. So let's get it started. First of all, hearty congratulations to each one of you. I want to appreciate all the students who are here, all the students who have finished your 12th standard successfully, and you were able to come and get your admissions into an academic institution. We need to be really, really grateful for this, because not many students get this opportunity. Not many youngsters, not many college going or school going students get this opportunity. So it is definitely a rare privilege. Out of the millions of youngsters who are here in the country, you are the few who get this privilege of getting an admission into an institution. No matter what score you got in 12th, I really don't know. But if you have secured an admission in a college, if you have finished your 12th and you have secured an admission in a college, you need to be really thankful. I'm going to mix a little bit of Tamil inside, because I believe there are predominantly many students from Tamil Nadu, and there are many few from outside Tamil Nadu as well. So I really, what I'm trying to say is, if you clear your 12th, if you got your marks, and you got an admission into college today morning, just be happy. Okay, don't worry. Because when I finished my 12th, when I cleared my 12th standard and was seeking for admission, it was a tough time. I was one of the school toppers in my 10th, right? Got one of the best marks. But 11th and 12th, something really, really funny happened, right? And I really spoiled what I was supposed to do, had a very bad start. But God's grace today, I'm talking to you, students, which is very interesting. It doesn't happen all the time like this. Right, I believe you are able to see my screen. Give me a minute. Yes. Okay, so let's get it going. So congratulations to you, all the wonderful people who finished 12th and here. Congratulations to the parents, especially hard work you put in. I want to really appreciate each one of you. So wish you a very pleasant morning. For the next 40-45 minutes, I'll be talking to you something which you can apply to everyday life, not later, okay, not after 20 years, but right now, even after as you're listening, even as you finish your seminar today morning, you'll be able to apply it. So, wishing you a good morning. Let me see is there anybody who can sharply and smartly respond? I know when you speak, I'm not going to be hearing you because you're all on the other side. But did anyone count how many smileys were smiling at you on the previous slide? Not here. Here it is just one. But how many smileys were smiling at you in the previous slide? If you're able to guess it right, then probably you can tap yourself and say, well done, good work. Okay, let me show that screen again for you. If you're able to count, there are a few smileys which are jumping, there are swimming smileys, a few of you which are stationary there. Just try to count them quickly. Right, if you got it, it's about 11 of these smileys. And do you know, my friends, both youngsters, parents, and teachers, to smile, it is more energetic and it actually energizes your entire body. But if you frown, it brings in a negative impact onto your body. So this morning, before I proceed, I want you to have a smile on your face, not the artificial smile, but a smile that is there inside. Okay, and keep your hearts and mind open as we go ahead. So thank you very much. I really want to appreciate the institution for organizing such a wonderful induction program. And if you're able to see my screen here, you can pick up whichever word is comfortable with you. Okay, I put it in different languages. Of course, thank you in English is in the middle, but there are pretty different languages which you can see in Tamil, Malayalam, Telugu, in French, Japanese, Chinese, Russian, everything in Hindi, and all that is there. So thank you to each one of you. But first of all, I would like to place my heartfelt thanks to the Almighty God who gives such opportunities. As I told you, being alive in this pandemic itself is a great blessing. All right, not many are alive. Friends, relatives whom we know very well, they're all gone. But today, we're all sitting in front of our computers or our phone. We're able to log in and talk and listen. We're all healthy. For that itself, we need to be really thankful to the Almighty God. And that is one main reason. But for me personally, I have to really thank God because I am not this kind of a guy who can speak at all. Okay, in my younger age, my school friends used to call me as a mama boy, a very shy, timid person. I cannot speak in front of people. I used to go and hide myself in the room when somebody comes or somebody asks a question. Very shy person. But today I'm able to speak to you. That's definitely because the impact the Almighty God has had on me. And I want to thank the institution, Sri Ramakrishna College of Arts and Science, for organizing this wonderful program. I know it's a mandatory one, but you're taking efforts to make sure it is very well planned, organized. Students and their parents are also listening, and it's streamed live so that they can listen to it again. So it's wonderful. I thank the organizing committee members for putting in efforts. There are professors, teachers who are taking these efforts. We need to appreciate you. And all my young friends, all those who finished their schooling and who joined, heartfelt thanks. Because if you're not there, I'm not going to talk to anybody. I'll be just sitting with my phone or doing the work. And because of you, I'm talking to you. I really want to thank you. So as introduced quickly, you might be thinking, who is this guy? Why is he speaking to us today? What is the relevance? And all that. If you're able to see my screen, this is why I'm talking to you this morning. A small little circle, red color circle at the right corner. So basically we work among youngsters and families in these three areas. I'm a management guy in human resource and research. But at present, I combine management and also help people to organize their lives well, in personality development, in time management, in organizing organizations, in departments to do their work well. Okay. So one of the reasons why I'm speaking to you today morning is we want to empower the youngsters. You see that small circle? I think most of you listening here are young people, either young at heart or young at age. So we empower people because youth are the future of the nation. So if we touch the youngsters today, the future is going to be better. If we lose them today, it's going to be horrible. We have already made some mistakes, but we don't want to do that again. So we consciously make sure we help youngsters in their relationship problems, in their addictions, in career choices, in their marriage issues, okay, and also train people on leadership. Today I'm talking to you through this orientation program or the induction program because we want to empower you with the right values for your life. Right, let me get this started. Of course, I cannot ask you a question, but when we get into school, when we started our schooling, pre-KG, first standard, second standard, and all that, in school we were given the K by our teachers. Okay, in primary school we were given the K. And slowly, when we grew up, even at home and at school, we were also given the S. I'm giving it as a clue. You need to start thinking now. Okay, we were given the K, not the cake, but the K in our school by teachers. We were given the S at home and by the teachers because people asked us to go out and play. Don't sit inside, go outside, physically play, and things like that. And as we grew up, as we became, high school students, high secondary students, and then we were about to write our exams, we also had an intentional impact on our A. I'm not sure if is there anybody who can unmute and talk to me today and say the full form for K, S, and A. Any guesses? I know there are teachers here, but is there anybody who would like to do a try? What are we looking at this K, S, A here? Any wild guess? No right or wrong, don't worry. From the childhood, at school, we were given the K, we were given emphasis on the S, but unknowingly or knowingly, the A also started developing. Okay, don't worry, let's not strain our brains. At school, we were given knowledge, okay, of knowing things, how to know, how to do things, how not to do things, okay, what to do, what not to do, and as we grew up, we were also sharpened in our skills, writing skills, speaking skills, presentation skills, interpersonal skills, mobile skills, all right, all online, digital skills, and all that we were also taught. We had computer classes, we had lab classes, practical space. So theory is knowledge, and what you did in the lab is the skill, the practical of it. But with or without our awareness, there's something else was happening inside. That is the attitude. So today I'm going to reverse the order a little bit because you guys are grown up, especially the students who are joining Ramakrishna College of Arts and Science. We're all kind of mature, you're grown up, you're going to be citizens of the country, probably some of you are already 18 plus, and you're all responsible citizens. So the order has to be reversed. Many times we give importance to knowledge, then to skill, and then to attitude. But today's morning orientation, I'm going to reverse the order a little bit and give emphasis on the ASK. Too easily for you to remember, it's going to be ask. I'm not going to speak much about the skill and the knowledge, but I'm going to speak quite a bit on A, which is attitude. Because if the A is set right, if attitude is set right, நம்முடைய மனப்பக்குவம் இல்லை நம்முடைய மனப்பான்மை கரெக்டாக இருந்துச்சுன்னா நம்முடைய திறமையும் நம்முடைய அறிவும் கரெக்டாக யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். Okay, so that's very important. If attitude is not right, then you can be the best skilled person, you can be the top scorer. But if your attitude is not right, then you're going to have big troubles. I'll keep giving examples as we go on. I'm sure it should be practically applicable to you. So to make this simple, I've termed this talk, which will come in the next slide. But here is a very practical, straightforward question. Don't get offended, but this is a question which I ask myself. Are you a human? Some of you may be shocked. What kind of a question? நீங்க ஒரு மனுஷனா அப்படின்னு கேட்குறீங்களா அப்படின்ற மாதிரி இருக்கும். But the English statement, I want you to read it fully. It says, are you a human being or are you a human doing? Ask this question to yourself. Probably if you're sitting with your brother, sister, or father, mother at home, you can turn and ask. If parents are there, you can turn and ask your child, are you a human being or are you a human doing? There's a big difference. Many times, as you see in this picture, we get stuck in the middle. You're confused. I want to be a human being. நான் மனிதாபிமானம் உள்ள ஒரு மனுஷனா இருக்கணும்னு தான் நினைக்கிறேன், பட் முடியல. மனுஷனா இருக்கவே என்னால முடியல. அப்படி மிருகமா மாறிடுறேன். That's human doing. Human doing is bringing out the flesh, in the sense we don't care about the others. I just want to survive. I just want to capture. I want to win over. Okay. So all that is human doing. But human being is that humane nature, HUMANE. அப்படின்னு சொல்லுங்க, மனிதாபிமானம், மனித கரிசனை உள்ள ஒரு வாழ்க்கை வாழ். So today morning, ask yourself, my friends, are you a human being or are you a human doing? Because if you're not clear about these two, we may slide fully into the human doing part, and we may have a struggling life in being a human, being a full-fledged human. So I'm going to present to you 5 easy to remember the attitudes. Okay? As I told you, we're not going to speak about skill and knowledge, but we're going to speak much on attitudes. So to easily remember, I'm going to present you the attitude. What attitudes you need to have. Because one of the very popular quotations says like this: your attitude determines your altitude. I'm sure you know the difference between altitude and altitude. Of course, there's a spelling difference. But apart from the meaning itself is different. What is inside of you determines how tall or how higher you go in life. உங்களுடைய மனப்பக்குவம் அல்லது மனப்பான்மை எப்படி இருக்கோ அதை பொறுத்து நீங்க வாழ்க்கையில முன்னுக்கு வருவீங்களா இல்ல பின்னடைவீங்களான்றது இருக்கு. So your attitude determines your altitude. What kind of attitude you have towards life or within your life. So keep listening very carefully. Very simple tips I'm going to share with you, and also share my story. If the video thing and all goes well, I will share a couple of videos as well for all of us to enjoy if it goes well. Right, so let's get started. The first one, if you have a pen and paper or something, please make a note of it. The first be attitude that you need to keep in your mind is be unique, be yourself. I'm sure you're able to see the screen. There's a small image which I've put it there, which is our thumb impression or our marks on the thumb. Alright, it's very unique. All of us know that there is no duplication. Whatever I have in my hand and the marks on my finger, like kai regai, I think so long. Kai regai, it's very unique. You cannot find it with anyone else. Whatever you have is unique to you. Even your parents won't have the same. Even your brother, sister won't have the same. It's so unique, so special. Biometric reader, I'm sure when you went for your Aadhaar card or your passport or your ration card, you are asked to put your thumb on and all the fingers on. Why? Because uniquely we are creating an ID, UID. That's where the Aadhaar card also comes in. So uniqueness is very important. You need to maintain your uniqueness. Be unique. For that, we are not supposed to do something. And that's what you see on the screen. Never compare. I'm going to stop screen sharing and share with you a small story so that you're able to relate with what I'm saying. Listen to the story very carefully. When I was in class 8, in class 9, not many years ago, okay? So as like before a few years when you were doing a 12th standard, when I was in class 8 and class 9, I used to play cricket. I was involved in hockey and cricket for my school. And I was part of the school cricket team. So I played cricket. I had a very good, loving friend of mine, okay? A good friend of mine with whom I used to play cricket. His name is Tahir. He's a businessman now. He's a big scrap metal businessman. He lives somewhere in the Middle East. He's part of Chennai. I studied in Chennai. So both of us were part of the school team. Of course, there's a bigger team, and we were very close friends. So Tahir and I used to play cricket, and he's a fast bowler. Listen carefully, he's a fast bowler. I'm a medium pacer, and do a little bit of batting also. The problem is, whenever we play cricket, whenever Tahir Ali bowls, he gets wickets. Alright, I'm sure all of you can relate to the cricket story. He bowls and he takes wickets. But when I do the bowling, I get wickets, but not as he gets. Listen to my statements carefully. I get, but I don't get as Tahir Ali gets. So, though we were playing for the same team, whenever Tahir gets wickets, there is some uncomfortable feeling that comes into me. We are close friends, we lived in the same area, we used to go to school together, sit in the same class, not the same bench, but same classroom. Good friends, we used to have lunch together. But when it comes to playing cricket and he takes wickets, I used to feel a very strange feeling inside. And that feeling is called as jealousy. Tamil solopona பொறாமை. Okay? Close friend, playing together, eating together, going up and down together, but jealousy was creeping in, which is not good. My friends, I don't know what is happening inside of you. Probably your own classmates got an admission somewhere. Probably your own classmates are studying in another city, or they're doing better than you, or they have a better home than you, and all these things. Now listen to the second part of the story. At the same time, during 8th and 9th standard, I learned music, learned piano and guitar. I used to play guitar for my school choir. Every day morning in the assembly, when the school choir sings, I also used to play the music for them. Now, the interesting part is, when I play music for the school choir, Tahir Ali is not in the school choir. Alright, he stands there in the crowd. You know the assembly setup, right? Children are there in the ground or open auditorium, and the musicians or the singers are there on the stage. So I'm on the stage, and Tahir Ali is down there on the ground. So whenever I play guitar, there's another strange feeling that cropped up inside of me, and that feeling is known as pride. Tamil solopona பெருமை. The first thing that I had against Tahir Ali was பொறாமை, which is jealousy. And second that I had within myself was pride. You believe me or not, even without me realizing, I lost the essence of the friendship. because of these two comparisons. I compared myself with Tahir. I said, oh, he's able to get wickets. I'm not able to. I was feeling jealous. Secondly, I can play the music and the guitar. He can't play. I was feeling proud. So after many, many years, I finished my 11th and 12th. I came to another city to live. And then only I came to realize this jealousy and pride is like cancer. In the sense, it will eat you up even without you realizing. I lost the joy of the friendship. After many years, I got the realization from the Almighty God. He said, you have been created uniquely. Never, never compare with others. Never compare yourself with others, because the moment you start comparing, the joy of living is gone. Okay? You won't be happy. So, my friends, today morning, I don't know what is running in your mind. Probably this is my old story, which I told you of music and sports. Probably today you're comparing your friends or your relatives, okay, your mama, payan, or whatever. You're looking at somebody and saying, oh, that guy is there in abroad. Oh, he's got a mobile phone like this, he's got a shoe like this, he's got a bike like this, or a dress like whatever. Probably they're very close to you, but still that jealousy and pride is eating up. But my first suggestion or advice to you this morning, be unique, be yourself. Never, never compare. Because the moment you compare, you lose your peace. Okay? There may be another question in your mind. So that means, should I not compare my marks with others? I'm not talking about that comparison. You have to do your best. You need to be your best, and naturally, you know with whom you're comparing. I always set a benchmark. My best competitor is myself. All right. I need to raise up my bar. I need to raise up my standards, not the others pushing you. All right. So if you want to really be happy in your life, never compare. Be unique. Be yourself. Please write down the first be attitude is this: because you are special. Okay? As I told you, there is no duplications of you. You are uniquely created, very, very specially created. At this point, I would like to make a very important announcement. You will see a picture on the screen in another few seconds. It's an apple and an orange. When the Almighty God created you as an apple, you are an apple. Don't compare yourself with an orange and say, oh, the orange is looking so beautiful. I'm not. No, no. Apple has its own advantages. Orange has its own advantages, and both of them have their own disadvantages. So never compare yourself, because the Almighty God who created you likes you just as you are. Alright, like as you're special to your parents, you're so special to the Almighty God. So never forget this, and you're special. If you're able to see this on the screen, read this, and if you want to take a screenshot or keep reading this again and again. Whenever I get disappointed, I'm not talking to this morning because I'm perfectly out of this. It's an everyday challenge. Comparing with others is an everyday challenge. Okay. So every day you need to say to yourself, I am very fearfully and wonderfully made. There's no mistakes. I am perfect, and I'm unique. I'm special when compared to my friends around. So always let this quotation be running up in your mind. The second beatitude. The first beatitude is be unique, be yourself. The second beatitude is always be thankful. I started off my speech in few minutes back, telling that if you have cleared your schooling and got an admission into college, you will be really thankful, because not many children even clear their class 5. There are millions of children who are laborers, working. They're unable to pay their fees or unable to get an admission in a school. But you've cleared your 10th standard, 11th, and 12th, and both the exams, even though it was pandemic, even though we had a lot of lockdown and restrictions and all that, but you cleared it, and now you also got admission into a college, which is definitely a blessing to you. So you need to be thankful for that. What we're not supposed to do, never complain. So if my dear young friends, if you're sitting there at home and you're listening to this, the first thing that you can do is thank your parents. Very important. If you have your parents sitting, if your Appa Amma is next to you, just turn to them and say, Daddy, thank you, or Mommy, thank you. Mom and Dad, thank you for all the efforts. I'm sure more than we getting tensed for 12th standard exam, it would have been a mom and dad, no, Mommy and Daddy, a tata, a party who has been so tensed because we're going to write the exam. It's going to be online, whether it's going to be online or offline, we don't know. So much of anxiety. But all these things they put in, make sure you got the best food, the best room setup, the best gadgets. Everything was given to you. Even in spite of this, there are children who complain to their parents, oh, no, you have not done this. The reason is because we compare. The first beatitude, if it is wrong, then the second one cannot happen. The reason is we compare ourselves with our friends, we look at the others, the neighbors, our relatives, and we complain to our patterns. But today, I want you to take a conscious decision before you formally start your education with Ramakrishna College of Arts and Science in another few weeks' time. Let's change our attitude. Let's not be complaining. There is no perfect place or not perfect person on this planet Earth. Everybody have their own shortcomings. Okay, all is in our attitude, how we look at it. நம்ம எப்படி பார்க்கிறோம், இருக்கிற பிரச்சனைகள் வழியாவே நம்ம எப்படி பார்க்கிறோம்ன்றது தான் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். பிரச்சனை தான் பார்ப்போம் அப்படின்னா சந்தோஷமா இருக்கவே முடியாது. Alright, so this morning take a conscious decision. The second B attitude is be thankful, never complain. குறை சொல்லாதீங்க அல்லது கம்ப்ளைண்ட் பண்ணாதீங்க. Okay, look at the positive side of it. Let's go on the third one. Very simple. Now, this must be shocking to you, all right? Because the past 2 years we've been only hearing this word, positive. It's been tested positive. The only thing that became positive over the last 2 years was COVID positive. My dear friends, let me tell you one thing. So simple, okay, for you to understand. Whether you are tested positive or tested negative, if you are infected, you are going to be healed. The second option, if you are infected, you are going to be sick and go away from this world, which is good. And the third one, you are not going to be affected, all right? So you have taken vaccines or taken medicine, all the home remedy, okay? வீட்டு முறை கிடைச்ச எல்லா மருந்தெல்லாம் எடுத்து ஹெல்த்தியா இருக்கும் அப்படின்னா be thankful. The previous be attitude. But being thankful should lead you to be positive. Never lose hope. I'm sure some of you are able to, I don't know how many of you are able to identify this young lady on the picture. If you were joining me live, I would have asked you this question to identify who this person is. Let me try sharing a small video. You need to give me a few seconds as I share so that we know who this lady is, what happened to her. Is there anybody on the call who would like to give a try who this person is? Our video has been going quite viral on all of our social media last few weeks, okay? Let me play this. I believe it should be working. Give me a second. And then let's proceed with the remaining few attitudes. Give me a minute. Let me play this one. Even if the audio is not coming through, I believe that you should be able to see the text below. Please pardon me if there is some technical challenges. Okay, I'm playing this for you. Please take a closer look at the video. Right. Thank you for. I believe you were able to see at least. I'm not sure whether the audio came through, but I believe that you were able to see the video. So, my friends, the third be attitude that I want to leave with you is be positive. Never lose hope. Imagine if Palak Kohli was able to capitalize or change her inability or disability into super ability, how much more can we do? Okay, I'm sure most of you who are watching this or listening to this are all in good health. Okay, keeping good strength, able to run and jump and do things with both legs and both arms, able to think and see so many things. But even when a small setback comes, you become naive. Oh, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to give up my life. I'm going to give up on these efforts. But today morning, I want to encourage you with this third be attitude. Be positive. Never lose hope. Because the moment we lose hope, there is no future. You can lose your health, you can lose your money, but the moment we lose hope, there is nothing to live. Okay, there's nothing to move forward. So never lose hope. Be positive. Now the fourth beatitude, my dear young friends, இதை கவனிச்சிட்டு எல்லா யங்ஸ்டர்ஸ்க்கும் நான் சொல்ல வேண்டிய ஒரு விஷயம். I believe that most of you have studied well, got excellent marks in a 12th or probably an average mark. Don't worry. But as you grow in life, look at this rocket and the picture that's coming up on the screen. Be humble. ரொம்ப ரொம்ப முக்கியமானது. Okay? Always remember we need to be humble. தாழ்மையா இருக்க நம்ம கற்றுக்கணும். The reason is because probably you would have educated yourself better than your parents. Okay? Probably your parents did not go to school or they were not really educated as you. But now you got a good opportunity to educate yourself. Never forget your roots. What is the meaning? Where did you come from? Always remember your roots. நீங்க எங்க இருந்து வந்தீங்க, எப்படிப்பட்ட ஃபேமிலி பேக்ரவுண்ட்ல வந்திருக்கீங்க, எப்படிப்பட்ட படிப்பு படிச்சு வந்தீங்க என்பதை என்னைக்குமே மறந்துடாதீங்க. Always remember your roots because your roots are the ones which will hold you when things become tough. Not the branches, okay? Not the leaves. The branches and leaves, when there's a strong storm or a hurricane or a wind which blows, all that will fall off. But what will hold your tree, what will hold your life is the roots. Alright, basically what do I mean by the roots? Your parents, okay, your family, your close knit family members, your close knit friends. As you grow up, as you go to your PG education or doctorate or higher studies or get a good job in a big company and fly abroad to another country, don't forget your roots. My friends, one of the heartbreaking things that happen in our own counseling work that we do is many children, when they get good jobs or get married to another good family or go abroad, they forget their parents. Okay, they neglect their parents. They forget. They just say, I studied my hard work, my abilities. So I'm going to earn. I'm going to make my own living, and they neglect their parents. Never, never do that. Please learn to be humble. This is one of the key attitudes which I would learn to say. You can be the topper in 12th standard. You can be topper in your college in your department. That's okay. But always come back to your roots. Always be as simple and humble as possible. And lastly, this is the last beatitude, and how we're going to convert that into day-to-day living, I'm going to share that and stop for today. The last fifth beatitude is always be sacrificial. Never be selfish. Always be sacrificial. Never be selfish. What do I mean by this? I'm sure all of you know, you have seen a tree which bears a lot of fruits. The tree which bears that fruit never eats its own fruit. For example, if you have a mango tree in your home, the fruit is not eaten by the same tree. Right? It does not pluck its own fruit and eat. The fruit is for others. If it's even a coconut tree, alright, the coconut is for us. We take the coconut tree part by part and use it for our own benefit. Okay? It can be any fruit bearing tree. When it gives fruit, it is useful for others. இல்லைங்களா, ஒரு பழம் கொடுக்கிற ஒரு அழகான மரம் இருக்கு அப்படின்னா அந்த பழம் கனிகள்லாம் யாருக்கு பிரயோஜனமா இருக்கு? மனுஷங்களுக்கு பிரயோஜனமா இருக்கு, மற்றவங்களுக்கு பிரயோஜனமா இருக்கு. அதை எடுத்து சாப்பிடுறது. So as you are stepping into college for your education, always remember your life should be useful for people around you, not for your own. அதுதான் clear போட்டிருக்கேன். If you read that, it says never be selfish. Never say, I'm going to earn, I'm going to grow, I'm going to capture money and fame and growth. Unfortunately, human beings have become attacked because of selfishness. We are struggling quite a bit nowadays, especially the recent past. But today morning, I want to encourage all the wonderful youngsters who are joining Sri Ramakrishna College of Arts and Science. Make this as your attitude. Be sacrificial. Whatever heights you may go, you can be the best employed student in the campus, but always make sure that your studies should help the society. Even if you grow in your academically stronger, make sure you grow and be beneficial to the society. I'm going to play one more video, which is another 2.5 minute video. Some of you may be familiar with this from our own city, from our own state of Tamil Nadu. Please allow me to play this video. Look into the attitude of the person whom we are looking at today morning. Okay, keep your eyes and ears open. Let me tell it. Okay, this person's name is Krishnan. Some of you are probably familiar with Krishnan as well. Let's. Okay, hopefully it's left now. Yeah. Okay, here it comes. Is the audio coming through? I'm not sure if the audio is through for you. Okay. I'm sure the subtitles there is going to be useful for you to read. This Krishnan who worked with the five-star hotel, Taj Group of Hotels, he was about to go abroad for his job in the Middle East. So just before going, he goes to his home in Madurai and he sees people on the street without food. And he said, if I am not able to help my own city people, I'm not able to give food for my own city people, what is the point going abroad and earning money for myself? Remember I told you, being unselfish or being sacrificial. And that's what Krishnan did in the city of Madurai. So Krishnan had got the award, Indian of the most influential person of the award in 2017 by CNN. So the reason why I shared is many times we are so focused on people outside, the world outside, but we forget people around us. People who are very much present around us, and we become too busy. So the last beatitude which I shared with you is be sacrificial, never be selfish. The moment we start thinking about the society, there's so much of joy and so much of impact. So I've given you five B attitudes, my friends. I'm sure you made a note of it. Now, how do we convert this into day-to-day living. Okay, I'm going to take a few more minutes as we go ahead. I remember this quote from Mother Teresa. Many times we work so hard to become successful people. But here, Mother Teresa today morning reminds us that I'm not called to be successful, but I'm called to be faithful. What does that mean? Many times we think that successful is me growing. All right, I'm getting good degrees, good money, good job, okay, good family, good house and car and all those things. But true success is when people around you grow. The people whom with you are living, when they grow, that is true success. In the future, maybe you're going to be a CEO or a director or an entrepreneur of your own in your own fields. But remember, if you alone are growing, then it's not success. You need to grow when others grow. All right, when others around you are growing, then you can boldly say that is success. So, how do we convert this? The world around you needs you. Whatever degrees, I don't know what specialization you're going to study this year. It can be in arts and science or fine arts or robotics or artificial intelligence or machine learning, all these latest things which are coming up. I'm not sure. But whatever you are specializing in, the world is in need of you. So for that, you need to convert yourself into these two things, simple things. Okay, you go to your kitchen now, I'm sure you're able to see salt. Just look into the ceiling now, I'm sure you're able to see the light. So I'm going to tell the qualities of these two things and how you students, wonderful students of Ramakrishna College of Arts and Science, can serve as the salt and light to society around. What does salt do? Three important things. Please make a note of it, or you can easily tell what does salt do. First thing, that is, it remains insignificant. Unlike our masalas or the rice item or the food or the vegetables that we mix into a food, we don't speak much about the salt. Okay? We don't give too much importance about salt. It's very, very insignificant. For example, you're going to make 1 kilogram of vegetable biryani. Okay, you get 1 kilogram of best quality rice. You get 1 kilogram of vegetables. You get 1 kilogram of ghee and all that. But will you add 1 kilogram of salt to it? No. It's very, very insignificant. Just a pinch of salt, just for taste. It's very insignificant. So it does not look for significance. It does not look for recognition or attention. But it keeps doing its work. Very important. My friend, my dear young friends or parents who are listening, if you want to really impact the society, you need to remain low. All right? Be insignificant, but keep doing the work. I'm not sure how many of you heard about Krishna, whom I showed earlier. Not much spoken, but he still keeps doing his work. Similarly, in our own space of influence, wherever I live in Coimbatore, I need to be impacting the society around me. Wherever city you are placed, make sure that you remain insignificant, but keep doing the work. The second quality of salt, it improves the quality of the food that it makes. All of us know, Tamil or a statement, "Uppilla pandam, uppaile," அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. So you can cook the best food item at home, but if you forget to put that little pinch of salt, the entire food is wasted. It doesn't taste good. You only throw it. You say, "Oh, it's wasted. It's not tasting good." So the second thing is it enhances. So ask yourself, are you enhancing the life of people around you? It can be your own parents. நீங்கள் படிப்புக்கு போகிறதுனால உங்கள் அப்பா அம்மா சந்தோஷப்படணும். நீங்கள் படிக்கிறதுனால உங்கள் வீட்டில் சூழ்நிலை மாறணும். Your situation at home should change. It should become better. It should not become worse. So as a salt in your home, try to improve the quality of it. Though it has no color, no aroma of its own, the salt enhances the quality. And the third characteristic of salt is very important. It has a medicinal value. It preserves. What does it do? It ensures that those around are not spoiled. Very important. The sutti irukum, you're going to get new friends. When you join Ramakrishna College, you're going to get new friends, new set of friends. Probably some old school friends are also going to come. You need to make sure that their life is not spoiled. Salt preserves food items. That's why we use salt in almost all items, because it doesn't allow the food to get spoiled. And the other part of it, it does not lose its saltiness. What does that mean? You need to keep yourself preserved, careful without getting into bad habits or addictions and unwanted relationships and bad things, antisocial things and all that. At the same time, you need to make sure that your friends are also preserved without spoiling. So if you join the college for studies, make sure you study well, focus on the academics, get the best. Don't get into unwanted things and online. There are so many options for you to get spoiled. So as a salt, make sure you remain insignificant, remain low, improve the quality of people around you, and preserve your life and also the life of people. Now, secondly, you also can serve as the light. All of us know what light does. Suddenly, there's a power cut now. I'm sure you're not able to see me. So, as a light, what you can do? The first thing, it dispels darkness. I'm sure this last 2 years has been really, really tough for India and the nations outside, and for poor people, people who lost their jobs. It's really dark. But my friends, as I told you, when you get educated, make sure that you're sacrificial, not selfish. So you need to go out to the society and remove the darkness of uneducation, illiteracy, all right, human rights violation, women and child rights violation. There are so many issues, environmental disasters. You need to move that darkness away, and for that you need to serve as the light. And secondly, it brings back hope. I'm sure when darkness is there, we're all very silent and tight, no? But when light comes, you're so relieved. You say, "Oh, pari, வெளிச்சம் வந்துச்சு, current வந்துச்சு." We're so happy. So that impact you need to live in your home and your society, especially in your college at SRCAS. People should be bringing back to that hope because of your presence. And thirdly, it shows the way for the future generation. As I told you in the beginning, when I opened my talk, I was not a very open speaking person, very timid and shy person. I could have remained like that. I could have told, no, I'm not going to speak, I'm a very shy person, ரொம்ப வெட்கப்படுவேன், ரொம்ப கவலைப்படுவேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு உட்காந்துருக்கலாம். But when I decided to be the salt and the light, I started to show ways. One of my first jobs that I took up after I finished my MBA was a recruiter, as a HR recruiter. You know what was my job? To get placements for students who are not able to get jobs. Very difficult one, because I went through unemployment, difficult times. In 2001, when I finished my MBA program, that was the year when the entire world market was crashed because of the WTC crash, World Trade Center crash. Though we were recruited in campus, I got jobs, one in the Middle East company, oil company, and certain computers. But when the company was not able to recruit, I was totally shattered. But my first job, which I got as a small paying salary, that time my salary was just 2,990 rupees, 2,990. That was my first salary. And the job was to get jobs. My role was to find jobs for unemployed youth. So this morning, my friends, decide what are you going to do to the society? Are you going to be the salt and the light by showing way to the people? So if these be attitudes, what we saw today morning, are there in your life, I'm sure you're going to rise up to great attitude, no doubt. You can have good knowledge, you can have good skills, but if your attitude is set right, all those five simple attitudes which I've told you this morning, if you're able to set those five attitudes right, I'm sure you're going to be taken to a greater heights. So here is a famous quote with which I want to close from two great people. John F. Kennedy, he says this: ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Many times you ask that, no, what has the country done for me? What has the institution done for me? What has the government done for me? But my friend, ask yourself, what have I done to the country? You may say, I'm paying taxes. Okay, that's not your taxes. Of course, taxes are supposed to be paid when you are earning. But as a good citizen, is the society around you improving? Is it developing? Ask yourself. And the moment we start investing into our society and our country, we'll be the happiest people. Remember the first attitude which I told you? Alright, so all these five attitudes which we put in place today is definitely going to take you to greater heights. And finally, let me finish with a quote from the father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi ji. He says, the change that you want to see, you need to be the change. Be the change you wish to see in the world. If you want to see a change in the academic system, in the education system, or the government, in the practices the government does, or in the sports industry or IT industry, wherever you want to see a change, change starts from within. All right, my friends. So I wish you very best, and I'm sure the Almighty God has given you this opportunity to study in an institution compared to many millions of youngsters who didn't get a chance. So we wish you all the best. In case you need any help on counseling, on relationship or addiction, or career related, you can always get in touch with us through the institution. And I take this wonderful opportunity to thank Sri Ramakrishna College of Arts and Science organizing members, my dear friend who got me into this program, and all the other speakers who are going to come and address to you. All the best and all God's blessings. Thank you very much. If in case there is any questions or doubts or clarifications, and if time permits, I'll be happy to take up. Thank you once again. And over to the MC, please. Thank you, ma'am. Over to you. I'm unable to hear. I'm not sure if it's audible. I mean,
தனிமனித மாற்றம் மிகப்பெரிய உலக மாற்றமாக அமையும் என்பதை உங்களோட உரை உயர்த்தியிருந்தது. உங்களுடைய பொன்னான நேரத்தை உங்களுக்காக செலவிட்டு ஒரு சிறந்த உரையை நல்கிய உங்களுக்கு எங்களுடைய கல்லூரியின் சார்பாகவும் எங்களுடைய கல்லூரி முதல்வர் சார்பாகவும்
Ahmad sir, are you able to hear what they're
நன்றியை
speaking?
தெரிவித்துக்
I'm unable to hear.
No, we can't hear anyone.
Right,
I
yeah.
believe they're all muted. Yes.
That's right. So I had a doubt whether it's a fault on my end.
So just give us a minute. I think some technical issue.
Oh, sure, ma'am. Okay. No, I just want to check that we are
Okay.
not speaking.
Just give us a minute.
No problem, ma'am. Thank you.
நன்றிகள் உங்களுடைய பொன்னான நேரத்தை எங்களுக்காக செலவிட்டு ஒரு சிறந்த உரையை எங்களுக்காக நல்கிய உங்களுக்கு எங்கள் கல்லூரி சார்பாகவும் எங்கள் கல்லூரி முதல்வர் சார்பாகவும் நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறோம். நன்றி.
It's really overwhelming to introduce our special guests, Mr. Akmal Afshan Hani and Mr. Saad Nazim to the virtual world. Mr. Saad Nazim is the regional representative and business intelligence analyst at Asia Pacific University, spreading his passion in technology advancement to the young minds. He is the volunteer of social services at G4S. He has actively engaged in technical assistance and internship program to boost his credentials. Mr. Ahmed Afshin Hani worked as an assistant manager, business development at Asia Pacific University, Malaysia. He was the former president of Marketing Students Association. He is skilled in social networking, marketing strategy, social media marketing, and public relations. We feel honored to have them with us today. We are glad to say that in association with Asia Pacific University, we have organized several webinars and conferences. Now, I request our special guest to address the activity.
Hi, sorry, hello. A very good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much once again, Dr. Aguila and everyone back at the Sri Ramakrishna College of Arts and Science. We go a long way together with your institution and ours, and we're definitely very, very excited to be here today. And can't believe that we actually did an induction session last year, and it doesn't actually feel that it's been that long. But however, yes, the time is just flying by very, very fast. Sab, do you see my screen?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
aware.
all right. So, a very warm welcome to the 35th batch of the Sri Ramakrishna College of Arts and Science. I'm pretty sure it's an exciting time for everyone. I remember back in 2008 when I started my undergraduate studies and how excited I was. And here I am many, many years later, and so glad to meet all of you and deliver this session. So, just a little bit about myself. My name is Ahmed Afshan Hanif, and at the moment I'm an assistant manager at the International Student Services. And together with me, I have my colleague, Mr. Saad. Saad, maybe you can carry on with the session for this part.
Yeah, sure. So thank you so much, Afshan, and thank you so much to everyone, Dr. Aguila and the entire Sri Ramakrishna College team. My name is Saad Naseem. Currently, I'm the regional representative and also business intelligence analyst at Asia Pacific University. Um, Basically, what we will be doing today is a quick introduction of the university, and a brief overview of our tie-up together. So, Asia Pacific University of Technology and Innovation was actually initiated in 1993 by the Malaysian government, and ever since then, we've had more than 40,000 students that have graduated with us. And these students are mostly from the areas of computing and technology, engineering, business management, accounting and finance, design, media, and much more. And the essence of APU comes from its international community. So we actually have students from more than 130 countries all around the world. Um, of course, we are also ranked as a top 10 Malaysian private universities in Asia by the QS World Rankings. We have a 100% employability rating in Malaysia by the Ministry of Higher Education. Um, we are also Malaysia's premier digital tech university. This is a status given to us by the government, which basically confirms that all of the students and the graduates of the university are able to keep up with the requirements of the industry. Moving on, when it comes to further rankings and other credentials of the university by QS International, of course, due to our partnerships with different universities around the world, just like our partnership with Sri Ramakrishna College of Arts, we also have been ranked as number one for inbound exchange, ranked number one for international students, top 50 universities with international faculty. So just like our body of students from all around the world, our academics also follows the same trend. And very recently, of course, due to the pandemic, we had also received a 5-star for our online learning by QS study. So QS stars for in online study. So these are quite a few different rankings and credentials of the university. Moving on, what we will do is after a brief introduction, I'll show you the campus as well. Um, a few of the things which are personally I actually like a lot about the university is that their collaboration and making sure that the students have a lot more outside of the classroom, not just in the academics department. And this is done throughout the university through various of our partnerships and campaigns, such as one of them is the Friends Project, which is basically with the Erasmus, the European Union, where they actually encourage intercultural engagement and diversity. And this is done with a subject that all of the students actually take during their first year of study at the university. At the same time, we are also a part of the Association of Commonwealth Universities, which makes APU a part of a huge network of universities all around the world, having more than 500 universities within the network from over 50 countries. And of course, the remaining are things I've currently discussed, which is, of course, being one of the most emerging university in Malaysia, having received the Premier Digital Tech University status, and of course, being one of the top colleges in Malaysia. So what we're going to do now is very quickly show you a little bit of the APU campus, and we will very quickly scroll through some of the pictures. When you look at the campus in general, it actually has a structure with a spine in the middle that connects everything together. So it is a building that it promotes integration, whether it is the engineering department or it is the IT department or it is the design department. The entire point of the campus is to make sure that whether whenever you are student from different departments, you eventually end up together. And we have all of the specialized facilities for like for example, as you see on your screen, this is a cybersecurity talent zone. This is Malaysia's first integrated cybersecurity talent zone. And all of this, our engineering labs, our IT labs, everything comes together right here, which is on the center court. And whether it's seminars, whether it's our graduation ceremony, we have all of these auditoriums that are there. And throughout the campus, of course, the essence of the campus is to make sure that there is collaboration, not only between students and students, but also between the academics and the students. A lot of areas for students to sit and group study. Even when you look at the library, for example, we have quite a lot of discussion rooms, areas for students to co-work together, and so on. And of course, the most important essence of the university, once again, is the fact that we have students from so many different parts of the world. I have also studied at Asia Pacific University. I've done my bachelor's and master's here as well. And one of the most amazing things of being a student of APU is the fact that you get to mingle with so many different cultures. It's an amazing learning experience that all of us hope that one day you all could be a part of as well. and it's really nice. It's an amazing feeling for us to be invited and to be able to speak to the students that are starting their journey. As Afshan was mentioning, I also started my journey in 2013, and I remember my orientation. It was an exciting day. It was, one of the first steps to a new age, and I hope that everyone here has a good journey with Sri Ramakrishna College. So what I'll do now is pass back to Mr. Afshan, who will very quickly take us to a trip down memory lane. Yeah. Thank
Right.
you.
Thank you, Saad. Thank you so much for the introduction. Uh, Now, when we talk about our partnership with Sri Ramakrishna College, it's something that we value and something that has been going on for a very, very long time. So let me just go back to 2017 when APU and Sri Ramakrishna College of Arts and Science signed an MOU. Now, together with this MOU, what includes in this are that we will be doing exchange of students for courses, programs, training, and research. We'll be also doing exchange of faculty members and combined research. Together with that, we also have organized seminars, conferences, workshops, and share technical assistance. And also, lastly, exchange of materials in education, research and development, publications, and academic information. Now, one of the things that your seniors were lucky enough to do, when I say lucky enough, it's just that circumstances at the moment, to do was that they were able to come down to the university, to APU. We had a fantastic time hosting them, to take them around. And of course, they became a very integral part of the university for 2 weeks or 3 weeks that they were here. They were getting along with other students from different countries. And I think this was a very, very good experience for these students. Now, one of the areas that we were able to do a lot of work will be our inbound exchange programs, whereby we had several groups of students coming in from your institution to APU and to Malaysia to explore and to experience how life is at APU. So since 2017, we've had over 130 students who have actually joined this program. And obviously, for the past 1.5 years, we have not had the chance to host any of you because of the current situation. And these are some of the pictures of your seniors having a good time here in Malaysia, together with our student ambassadors who are taking them around in Kuala Lumpur, and of course, other attractions around the city. Yes, these are some of the visits that your seniors had. There are some of them at the university main reception. Together with that, we also collaborate with several industry partners, whereby students from SNR are also able to visit these industrial visits, such as the Technology Park Innovation Center, whereby they also get to go to have an experience of what kind of projects that this company was handling at that time. Again, it's not only about studies, but it's also a lot about cultural experience. So we, as mentioned earlier, we do combine that together with studies. That over the weekends, students are also able to go and explore a bit and have a good experience in Malaysia itself. Yeah, one of the other batches which was here. These them participating together with our students in the ideation day, which is something we do a few times every year, whereby our students are able to present their ideas and share it with the public and of course visitors from the industry who comes and inspect these ideas as well. So that's pretty much it from all of us, and I really hope that going forward in the near very future, that we'll be able to again have a group of students coming in from Sri Ramakrishna College of Arts and Science, and we can't wait to show them around and of course host them and provide them with an unforgettable experience here at Asia Pacific University. So on behalf of everyone at APU, we wish the 35th batch all the best in your study journey that you are about to commence today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. and Sayed, for a wonderful session.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
Thank you so much.